What's up, Ethan? I didn't know I could add tags on my Twitch.
Hello.
What's going on, Ethan?
I'm doing okay.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't know there's all these, like, you can put these tags now on your streams, which I didn't know you could do that.
I think you could have done that a long time ago.
I probably could have, honestly. I don't know all the things. Like, even, what was it? I feel one of the students showed me, I think Jamarcus showed me, that I qualified for whatever the creativity beta program was for TikTok. I didn't know I could make money on TikTok. And then he's like, oh, yeah, you can. I was like, oh, nice. We'll take it.
So that's a goal.
What's up, dude? Drugs,
Say
gambling?
like how I am.
What's up?
That's a goal.
Yeah, what's up?
So you like the fact that onto what I said before about the physics.
Yeah, I like physics. Physics is cool. I was, you know,
Oh,
I
didn't
taught
you
some physics the other day. But you're talking about your class?
didn't
You
you
got
put
you got a grade? Yeah, I'm proud of you, dude. You have the highest grade in your physics class, right? 88.5?
Yes.
Nice, dude.
Yes,
That's dope.
88.5 wins.
Nice. It's basically an A. I mean, they'll probably give you an A. If you're the best
No,
person in
there's
the
no way.
class, they kind of have to give you an A.
Why?
Because somebody has to get an A. You can't have a class where no one gets an A. Because then the teacher looks bad. They don't want that. Don't want that. What other tags do you think I should use? Apparently I can have up to 10. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or I'm already using all 10. Okay. Well, I don't need English. Why would I need English? Well, I guess I am speaking in English.
Yes,
Math.
that's what that's for.
Okay, I have math, mathematics, tutor, tutorial, physics, chemistry, calculus, algebra, statistics. I think that's good. How to get perfect grades in middle school? Do you need perfect grades? I mean, if you want to get perfect grades, you could. I guess do all the extra credit. That's one way to get perfect grades. Just get 105 on every assignment.
I'll have to go and see.
What's up?
So I don't know if I told you this, but my physics exam is coming up.
Okay, when is it?
What's so amazing on the chat there?
Monkey
Oh,
showed up, dude. Monkey's in
okay.
the chat, dude.
Okay, but yes, back to what I was saying.
Yes.
So apparently my physics teacher was somehow able to find a way to calculate how much you would need if you wanted a specific percentage on your overall grade.
Yes. And I do that a lot for students. And actually, a lot of these grade books these days have automatic things where they let you simulate what the grade would be. Like, you can, like, put in, oh, let's say I make an 85 on this exam, and it'll show you what your final grade would be. That's all about using weighted averages. But, yeah, you said the teacher told you you'd need a 93 on the final to get a proper A?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but
It's
my whole point is, Ethan, if you're the best person in the class, they're probably going to curve it. Do you know what curving is?
like, don't you mean that they're gonna go easy on you or something?
No, so what curving means is, so traditionally, right, an A is defined as like a 90 and above. But what a curve is that they bring up everyone's grades by like a certain amount. So for instance, the curve may be that plus 10. So whatever your grade is, they just add 10 to it. So if you have an 88 in the class, you effectively have a 98. If you have a 78, you have an 88. It's interesting that they call it a curve, because a lot of times curves per se aren't really curves. They're they're linear. They're not curves. I have seen some curves be curves, where, for instance, I've seen like a square root curve on grading, which is kind of cool. So they take your grade and they square root it. And what this does is this benefits people who did worse more. Like, it gives people who did really bad a bigger bump versus people who did really well. It doesn't really help them out as much. If you want to see like how that works, it's pretty cool. I've seen some teachers do it. Let me see if I can get an image of it real quick. I could calculate it manually, but like I'd rather just like square root curve.
Actually, I can still remember how he did it.
Okay, how do you do it?
Physics teacher. So do you think you could show me your screen and pull up a calculator?
Yes, yeah, I could do that. Give me a second. See, I want to pull this in. No, not this. Not the remainder theorem. Where copy paste. There we go. Cool. All right. Here, let me start the stream off. We got 5 people in here. All right. Welcome everyone to Office Hours. My name is Dr. Golden Actual Education, the stream that helps you out with math, homework, science homework.
Nice.
All sorts of fun stuff. I was talking with Ethan here real quick because he's got a physics test coming up, and he's wondering like what grade
This
he
is
wants to get.
exam.
Yeah, test, exam, same shit, whatever.
No way.
Basically the same thing.
All right.
I have some
What's
classes
this?
where they count tests as quizzes. They say quizzes are tests, and like I don't know, like the other things are like lecture participation grades or something. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Can you pull up the calculator so
Yeah, I
can
have the
tell you
calculator.
how he
What's
did it?
up? Yeah, it's probably a weighted average. So he probably grades you based on a weighted average. That's what it is.
So basically, here's how he did it. It's like the grade you actually want to get by the end of the exam, you put that in first. So for example, if I want to get an A in the class like a
Yeah, you want
90
a
or
90.
above,
You want a 90, yeah.
yes, I would just want a 90. And then after that, you would subtract it.
Or
You
what?
would subtract it by your daily average or your
Sure.
grade overall before the exam, which in this case for me is 88.51.
88. Sorry, what is it?
88.51.
Okay, interesting. And then what? I'm curious. What does he do next? What's the next part of the math here?
Then why did you do that already? Well, yes, then he multiplies it by 0.7.
Okay. Interesting.
And then I think I'm doing it right.
I
And then
don't think so, but keep going.
he multiplied it by 3.33. And I think that's how he did it.
Okay, well this would say you need a 3.47, which I don't think is right?
Hold on, I must have miscalculated something.
Yes. I think I know
think
what's
you went
happening. No, I know what's happening here.
to go
So no. Your final exam is worth 30% of your grade. Is that what he's saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So what he's doing, so 30% of your so here, I'll show you the math for how this works. So 30% is equal to the final. This is a good thing to know. This is weighted averages. These are good. And 70% is what we say is like your daily stuff, right? Everything else you've done in the class, quizzes and whatnot, right? Okay.
Yes.
So, if we convert this onto a 100-point scale, that means 30 points are possible from the final, okay? And 70 points are possible from your daily stuff, okay?
Wait,
And-
Dr. Gold. I see where you went wrong in that calculator thing.
oh, okay. Well, you went wrong, but I didn't go wrong.
I know. Try it again. Trust me. You just went too quick. Like
Okay.
when you
Okay,
did
what do you do?
90
What do you
minus
do?
88.
What do you do? What do you do?
So, so input the 90 minus 88.51. Do
Oh,
it that again.
times
And please,
0.7. Yes, I see. This is what he
yes, do that.
Yes, yeah, okay.
And then multiply by 3.33.
uh,
Multiply.
no, you want to divide this by 30.
No, but wait, just at least.
You divide by 30, Ethan. That's what you do.
Okay, well, and then. But see, that is kind of close to what I got.
I guess it's kind of the same
For my
thing.
answer-
Yeah, but let me explain like why this
See?
works. Because it's cool to just memorize random things, but there's a whole method to why this works, Ethan. And yeah, the arithmetic is the same, but what's happening is he's calculating how many points you get for your daily section, right? Which for you was 88.51%, right? So out of the total 70 points for the daily section, you've gotten 88.51%, which is the same thing as 0.8851. Do you remember how to convert percentages into decimals?
No.
Penn Center, how do I get perfected grades as department chair of math? Just give it to yourself, dog. Give yourself a pat on the back. Can you teach me how to do exponential functions? Yes, I can. Yeah. Okay.
So Dr. Gold,
Because this is what happens, Ethan. You have 88.51% of this. This is an important thing to know. Do you remember whenever I asked you like how to do tip, like how do I do like 30% of $5? Do you remember how to do this? It's an important thing. What's up, Cuber?
I can't remember that.
Okay. Well, you take this, you move the decimal to the left too. So it's 0.30. and then you multiply it by 5, and that gets you $1.50. That's how you find out
Okay.
what percentage of something is. Okay.
All
So
right.
in your case with your test scores, right? You have 88.51% of the 70 points you can get from the daily section. So the way to do that mathematically is to do 0.8851 times 70, okay? Which was kind of
All
like
right.
what happened here anyways. Do you see this 88.51 times 0.7? That's the same thing as 70 times 0.8851.
0.7, right? 0.07? 0.7?
Yeah, but watch. This is the same thing. So 88 point. It just matters where you put the divide by 100. So you could do this, right? Or I could do 0.8851 times 70. You'll get the same answer. You see? Sorry.
Are you doing it on a calculator?
Yeah, I just
Okay
showed it.
then.
You see how that's the same number?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So yeah, this means you have 62 points from the daily section, okay? Now this is where this is easy, okay? Because you can calculate how many points you need to get any grade, right? Let's say, for instance, you wanted to get an 80 overall. You just wanted to get a B, right? You already have
Yes.
62 points from the daily section. How many more points do you need from the final to get to an 80?
You just need like 28, right?
You need 18,
All right, 18. I
right?
miscalculated.
So I need 18 from the final, okay?
I
And then
got
if
an
I
80, right?
18 out of 30, right? Because how many points could you get on the final, right? 30. That's the maximum.
Mhm.
So 18, if you do now 18 divided by 30, this will tell you what you need to get, what's your percentage grade you need to get on the final, which in this case is a 60. So you're
So how does
right.
that help? So I'm gonna fail it?
No. So you can fail the final with a 60, and that will get you a B, or you can get a 93, and that will get you an A. So sometimes students like to see this. They like to see what's the lowest I can do and keep a B, and what's the highest I can do to get an A. Because maybe you'll say like, okay, I know I'm solid already at I can get a 60 at least, but it would be impossible for me to get an A. So like it would be impossible for me to get a 93. So why would I even bother? Which is a bad mentality, but kids do this. They see like what's the least they can do and what's the most they can do. Um, I
Seriously, it's
personally,
like,
I personally don't like doing this because I think what happens is you trick yourself. Your brain will believe subconsciously things that you tell it. So if you tell yourself, "I just need a 60 to get a B," you're just gonna get a 60. It's better to tell yourself, "I need to do as well as I can. I need to be awesome. I need to do great on this exam." Don't even worry about like what you need to get, and just do your best, and it'll figure itself out later. If you focus on like deadlines or on like restrictions of like I need a 93 or I need a 60, your brain will focus on one of those things, and usually it focuses on the lower number because it's easier. So
okay.
I don't like doing this. I don't like figuring out what do I need to get an A, unless it's the aspect of, let's say for instance, Ethan, let's say you had a 60 in your daily grades. Let's just say you like slacked off a lot. You know, not that you do. You know, you're a very smart student, but let's say that you did. Okay, that would get you only 42 points from the daily section. Okay, which even if you were to get 100, right, the full 30 points on the final, what's the maximum grade you can get in the class?
For what? Got to go?
Yeah,
See, which percent were we talking about again?
for the final. So let's say for instance you had a 60% in your daily section, right? See, I did 0.6 times 70. That gets me 42, right? That's 42 points in my daily section. Even if I were to get
Right.
a 100 on the final, which means I get the full 30 points from the final, what would my final grade be?
I actually don't know.
Well, it would be a 72, right? You see 42 plus 30? This would get you 72.
Uh, just do simple maths like that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So this is the maximum
Oh,
grade you could get in the class. So, you know, if your mom's telling you that you're going to be grounded unless you get a B in the class, like you're already screwed. You can do the math and be like, oh, well, even if I got 100 on the final, I'm only going to get a 72. And if you're getting 60s on the daily stuff, you're not going to get 100 on the final. So in this case, it's good for instance, college students who are trying to evaluate whether they should drop the class or not. I get this all the time when I have students who come to me for like private help and whatnot. They say like, "Hey, Dr. Gold, should I drop the class? Is it salvageable?" And I say, "Okay, let me see your grades." And I'll do some math like this to be like, okay, what do you need to get on the final, or what do you need to get on the next exam plus the final in order to pass this class? If it's something unrealistic or impossible, then yes, this is where I tell the kid, just drop it. Like, it's okay. We make mistakes, move on, do it again next year. There's no point in, getting a bad grade in the class. When in college you can drop classes and it just goes down as like a, unfinished course. Depending when you drop it. There's a whole, there's a timeline to things, and then also you get refunds if you drop it early enough. But for you, Ethan, in high school, you don't get to drop shit. So like, you gotta actually do well in the classes. But yeah,
True.
yeah, just a little
How
that
come
that's
college?
I
How,
give advice to college kids too with that. What's up? What's up, Ethan?
how come college treats you a lot more different than in regular school?
Because you're an adult in college. You're hopefully responsible enough to. So, for instance, school in high school, middle school, that's required, right? That's mandatory. You have to go to that. That's by the law, right? College is what we call an elective. Elective means like you don't have to do it, but you probably should do it. It's optional. So if you choose to
Mom,
go,
like,
if you choose to go to college, first of all, you got to pay for it. Most public schools are free unless they're private schools, but you have to pay to go to college, and in that sense, it's a money thing. They treat you differently because no one's forcing you to go to class. If you pay for the class and then you fail the class, you don't get your money back. They don't care. I mean, they laugh. They're just like, haha, like we got paid. So,
hmm,
that's why it's different. You're an adult, so you have to make your own decisions, and that's why you're allowed to drop classes too. Because let's say you got into a class, and then within week 2, you started realizing like, oh shit, like I am not prepared for this, or this teacher is terrible, or I don't know, I'm going through some family stuff and whatnot. It's totally okay for you to drop it. You don't have to suffer through it and then keep doing badly. You can say, hey, I'm going to withdraw. I'm going to get some of my money back. Usually they give a little bit of a refund. Um, and then that's why you're an adult, hopefully. Yeah.
all right. Oh yes. Now can we start out the stream with like questions?
Sometimes don't listen to me, and I'm just like, okay, you do you, boo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always say I'm like I'm not your parents. uh, you know, I don't know. It's fascinating because I tutor a lot of kids in like middle school, high school that have what I would call helicopter parents, where their parents basically are in school. Their parents manage like, oh, Timmy has a test next week. Can you come in? I'm like, well, Timmy should realize he has a test next week and he should be calling me. I try to get my students. I give them my cell phone number. I'm like, you text me when you need help, not your mom. Like your mom will pay for it, like whatever. But it's better to have the personal responsibility of yourself to realize, hey, I'm screwed. Hey, I need to get help, and then go do it. Anyways, enough life advice today. Okay. Let me see. All right, cool. We got some. Oh wow, there's a lot of questions here. Good. Actually, Jamarcus's I want to do it eventually at some point. Here, I haven't answered Cuber's question in a while. Can I do Cuber's first, Ethan?
So,
Pententer says he still has some parents contact you at college. Yeah, bro, that's the worst, dude. What? Like what? Yeah, like you're an adult. I guess maybe their parents are paying for it, but I don't know. I see it too much in this upcoming generation. There's a lot of coddling. I mean, and this is something, I know it's taboo to say, people are weak, but I do think we need a little bit more, I don't know, accountability, a little bit more strictness. It's also kind of a loaded thing to be like, oh, we give out too many participation trophies. And I think everyone should get credit for like, accomplishing things, but we should really, incentivize doing well instead of just being like, okay, good job, you did good enough. It's like, no, you need to actually like learn this stuff, please. Oh, you did this first one? Oh, nice. Okay, good. Thank you, Penn Center. Yeah, we did his second one. Actually, Eda the is that Zach? Is Eda the two pie eyes? Is that Zach? Zach helped me on the second one, which was great. Yeah. The second one was that was a lot easier. Did you do the first one, by the way? Did you do it using I should have done this with you, Jamarcus, because now that I see it, it was easier. Did you do it using the what was it, the alternate exterior angle stuff? Like this was like super cool. Like doing this, and then I think Jamarcus, you did something like this, right? And you were trying to prove, so this angle, right, had to be these two, or sorry, these two plus 180 or something. Oh wait, this was the first one. Sorry, I'm thinking about where's the second one? Was it this one? Yeah, it was this one. Or no, this was Ethan's. Where was it? Where did that question go? Was it this one? It was this question. This is it. Okay, this was the this is the analytic. One second, let me show my screen. Sorry, this is it. This is the one that I did. This is Jamarcus's first one, right?
Oh, it's so ugly.
Yeah, this one was very ugly. Yeah, I wish I would have done it. Yeah, this is probably the smarter way to do it. Would have been to do this, and then recognize that these are parallel lines, and then whatever, this cuts like a transversal or something, like, and then this is equal to the sum of these two. The sum of these two equal this one, or something, or they add up to 180. Yeah, that's a cool theorem. I forgot about that one. I'm curious, what answer did you get? I ended up eventually finally getting a systems of equations here that was non-linear. So I just had Wolfram try to solve it, and it got this as like one of the solutions. Yeah, I kind of brute force did this one. Then yeah, Zach helped me out with this one. This one was easy. This one was a lot nicer. Yeah, I like this one. For the first, yeah, I had 0.827. That's in radians. So what is that in degrees? Or yeah, 0.827 times, what is this, pi over 180? $540 divided by 7. Is that what I got? Probably not. All right, sorry, times 180 over pi. My bad. Let me fix that. 180 divided by pi. What did I get? Okay, I got 47, so that's not right. Or 360, maybe the 360 divided by 7 does it? Nah, close. That's interesting that there are two answers for that. I guess there are. Yeah, because I guess you could, there's some wobble on it, probably. Like complementing angles or something. What's up, Internal? How's it going, brother?
What's going on?
How's the weather? You surviving Houston, dude?
Yeah, it got better. It got better at least.
I heard the football stadium was leaking because of all the rain. Like the football stadium.
For which one? A&M? Which college?
The NRG stadium, the one that the Texans play. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
It got really bad. That's why it got really bad everywhere.
Yeah, but it's dry now. Weather's not bad in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Fan. That's good. Did you go to school today? Wait, you're done with school? No, you're still in school. You're a senior, right?
Yeah. This is my last semester.
And what's next? You applied for the Marines or the Army? What are you doing?
Marines, I really want to do it. I haven't been able to talk to Sergeant P. He's been busy. I've been busy. So
how's the weight loss? How's the weight loss going? You said you had to lose like 60 pounds.
Yeah, I'm still weighing 270s.
No, dude, come on.
But at least I'm not back in the 290s. I was in the 290s, now I'm in the 270s.
Okay.
I got more, and I feel so hard losing.
It's hard over the holidays, man, dude, because it's constantly just eating and parties and flautas and Modelo's, dude. I get it.
That's it. No, that's why I've been trying to steer away from the fucking beer.
Yeah.
Just time hard liquor, because in the beer belly, I don't need that shit right now.
Yeah, the calories are not good, but you got to be careful then, because then the liquor gets you into trouble. So
yeah, I know.
It's like I remember I did that once for, what was it? You go to Easter and stuff. Do you do what's it called? Fuck, what's that thing called? The 40 days you give something up. Fuck, what's it called?
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Right? What is it called? Oh my god. How can I
It's
like
kind of like fasting, but not really.
yeah, you give something up. Like Mardi Gras is the celebration. It's called Fat Tuesday because it's the last day you get to do stuff, right?
Yeah.
Oh man. Giving. Oh, Lent. That's it. It's called Lent, right? You give something up for Lent. Yeah, rent. Yes, I definitely give up rent. I would love to give up rent for Lent. No, wait,
Everyone
Lent.
would love to give up rent.
I would love to give up Lent for rent.
Well, there's
We'll
an
give up
easy
rent
way
for
to do
Lent.
that. Look, there's the easy way to do it, okay?
What's up?
So with your mortgage, it isn't that easy at first, but gets pretty easy. So with rent, first, you buy a house.
Yeah.
Instead of living in the house, you rent it out. And
Okay.
if you're by yourself, you just rent a cheap ass apartment for the meantime.
Mm-hmm.
Let the niggas who are living inside your house pay off the mortgage with the rent. And then once they finish paying, once the mortgage finish paying, keep renting it out, and the rent that you're using for that, you're just using for your rent, and over time try to save it up and buy another house.
Yeah, I mean that's very smart that you know this, internal. That's the classic investing in real estate as a asset type game. You're supposed to, get enough money to put a down payment on a mortgage, get a house, then rent the house. But then while you're renting the house, you make money off of it, because you're building equity, I guess. But that's smart that you know all this.
You're just renting. You're just letting the people who are renting the house pay off the mortgage. You don't gotta pay the mortgage
Wow.
because you're using the rent pay off the
Yeah, dude.
mortgage. You're just using
Yeah.
the money from your side job or your main job that you got right now to be able to live off to rent your one bedroom, one
Yeah.
restroom, small ass apartment for like 700, 750 a month plus light and everything around $1,000 a month.
Yeah. That's smart.
So
Oh, that's good. Monkey's asking what's a mortgage. That's actually a cool thing. That's a math question I should do at some point. I have done it before, but a mortgage is a very big loan for a house, is what it is. So most houses. What in Houston? What's a house in Houston? Like 100K, 150K maybe?
Around 150 to 300 grand.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me a sec.
You're good.
Never mind. Oh yeah, give me a sec. I think I got a customer, so I'll
Or,
let you
or
go.
you're good.
I'll
You're
come
good.
back.
You're good. Yeah, good to talk to you. You're good. You're good, internal. Take care of the customer. I love that he's tuning in while he's at work. But yes, house loans. It's a very big house loan. What did you send me? What's this Google Doc spreadsheet? That's my mortgage loan calculator. Okay, can I pull this up on the stream? I'm going to anyways. Payment interest. Wait, what? Dude, what? How is your mortgage only 12 grand? What did you buy for 12 grand? Bro, like my car is like 22. Yes, you can buy a house in Houston this is for my students. Oh, okay. I like this. Okay, this is cool. Wait, so I can like put like this is a calculator. Oh, I see. Okay, one second. Let me make a copy of this. Whatever. This is a cool thing actually. I like this. I can just set the balance here, right? Or this is where you set things. Okay. So this is like how much it would cost. So yeah, if we had 150,000, 1, 2, 3, and then okay, what's this F1, F2? Is this how many times do you have to pay per month? Yeah, usually you do. Those payment stream questions. Oh, I like this, dude. Yeah, this is great. I'm gonna use this, dude. This is great. This is the interest rate, I guess. F1 is that compounding continuously? Frequency of payment and frequency of interest. Oh, interesting. Wait, and then what's this I here? That's like probably the one is annual. Okay, cool. Which is APR usually, right? And then, but interesting. Why is this 26? Or is 26 the number of payments? No. Or maybe it is. What's up, dude?
Do you remember how you set equity before?
Equity, yes.
I'm wondering where he is. Like, what's the name equity here?
Oh yeah, there is a username equity. You make a bi-weekly payment. Oh, interesting.
No, I'm wondering where he is. He used to be the Czech champion, but ever since I beat him,
It's okay.
he hasn't really been top.
People come and go during the Discord. You know, it happens, dude. Very interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, what might help in the future, Penn Centers, explain like what these things are. Like what's F1, F2, what's I2. I see this is derived from this. This is annual, and then PMT. Yeah, this is cool. What's very interesting is a lot of times it's a form you use in class. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, and most loans are structured, right? So that when you're at the beginning of the loan, you're paying off all the interest. So, for instance, if I take out a $500,000 loan at the end of the year, at the end of the loan, which is usually like 30 years on a mortgage, I end up paying like $800K, right? There's like $300K in interest. But when you're making payments, the majority of your payment goes towards paying that interest up front. And the reason they do this is they want to collect their interest first before you were, for instance, to pay off the loan early. It's totally fucked. Yeah. Yeah, otherwise you're fucked. Yeah, make the interest less than your payment size. Yeah, that's too funny. What's up? Oh, internal's back. What's up, internal? How was the customer?
It was alright.
It was alright. He didn't buy a phone?
Gotta make some sales. Nah.
Yeah.
I need some people to buy some phones.
Do they pay you on commission at your job? Is that how you get paid? You get paid on commission?
Hourly and commission both.
Hourly and commission. Okay, good. At least you get minimum wage, which I think is abysmally low in Texas. I think it's like $7.
Yeah, no, I don't get a minimum wage. I get $10 an hour.
Okay, that's decent. That's not terrible. I think minimum here in California is like 18, but then it gets a lot more expensive.
It has to be 18. It has to be 18.
Because as I was, Ian Stuckey was like, I can buy a house in Houston for $150K. Yes, you could not get that in California, or at least not in Los Angeles. Nope.
In California, in Los Angeles, minimum is like 300, 350.
Dude, like $500,000, bro. Like, yeah, it's nuts.
$500,000 down in Chris. Yeah. But then again, I haven't been in Cali in more than 8 years.
Oh, okay. You need to come back, dude. You need to come back. Here, internal. Let me do.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah. When you come back?
I might go for the summer for some time.
Oh, nice.
Maybe like a month or so.
Come to LA, dude. We'll go get some micheladas and some flautas and what's the other one that I love? Torta ahogado. Torta ahogados.
I love how you tried.
I tried.
Tortas. I don't know esos tortas.
Torta is like a drowned sandwich.
No, I know what tortas are. I mean, I don't know the tortas you're talking about.
Ahogadas. These. You ever seen these before?
Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah. Oh come on, you make me hungry now. What the fuck?
Yes, they're so good, dude. Yeah, it's called like a drowned sandwich. That's what they call it, drowned sandwich.
Yeah, because tortas are basically sandwiches, but it's better, just in general.
Wait, doesn't torta also mean cake though in Spanish?
No, cake in Spanish is pastel.
Oh, pastel. Okay, my bad. Yeah, I thought torta was cake. Yeah. Okay.
They say pastel because pastel is a fucking Escobar. It's a fucking vape type shit.
Oh, it's a cake bar, like yeah, those nicotine things you guys smoke. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, pastel is fucking vapes, nicotine vapes. Pastel is cake. They're written basically the same but pronounced differently. Pastel is the English way of saying it for like vapes and shit. Pastel is Spanish, just cake.
See, someone was asking earlier actually in the Discord. They were like, I think they were older. I think they were maybe 21 or 22. I don't know how they found our Discord, but they found it. And they're like, yeah, Dr. Gold helps out with questions. They're like, oh, well, I'm not really in school. They're like, oh, well, you can ask about anything. They're like, could I ask about Spanish? And I was like, yeah. I mean, I have enough native
you should have a Spanish class.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You should have. That would be 10 out of 10 because Spanish classes. But you gotta have people who know the Spanish classes in schools, because Spanish classes in schools aren't made for Hispanics. They're made for white people.
Made for white people.
Straight
yes.
up.
Well, I mean, there's a difference between formal Spanish and like Mexican Spanglish is what I call it, right? I remember like there are words that are just different.
Yeah. Not just Spanglish, Spanish in general. The way they say they make it too formal and use all the most
no mames
words.
Yes.
It's
not conversational.
No conversational words, and that's first thing. Second thing, most Spanish, there's Spanish AP Spanish literature, and then there's AP Spanish language. The
Sure.
literature is just teaching how to read in Spanish, the places everywhere, the geography and shit in
Uh-huh.
Spanish. Now, that's for literature. Now, lang is just your pronunciation, your
Mm-hmm.
how well you could speak it, and how well you could hold
But it's formal, but
a
it's still very
conversation.
formal. Yeah.
Yeah, it's too formal. So I had ended up getting a bad grade in that class, just because of that.
Because
Because
you
my
speak kind of
Spanish was way different
yeah,
from
yeah, it's a
formal
dialect,
Spanish.
yeah. Yeah, Monkey was saying Duolingo. I have used Duolingo before, and it's a cool app and whatnot. But like learning any language, an app really isn't
It
going to do
helps
it.
your
You
it
have
helps
to.
just talking. It
It
helps
you need to
talking
talk
with
to
other
people.
people who know
Yeah, you need to talk
Spanish.
with people. Yeah, that's the real way that it gets ingrained into your head is with practice. It's the same thing
That's
with
how I learned
math.
English.
All this stuff you have to do it in order to learn it. If you just sit there and watch it, you'll get like maybe 10%, 20% of it. But it's until you practice it and do it, then your brain will start making the connections and the pathways. Um,
Yeah, that's how I learned the English. I learned it from other kids growing up. English wasn't my first language. I learned it thanks to having classmates who only spoke English.
yeah,
So I kept getting my ass bullied because of that.
that's too funny, dude. Penn Center says he has a 440-day streak in Duolingo. Wow, that's impressive.
Damn.
What language is it,
Now
Penn Center?
that's
What are you doing, dude? That's a lot. The,
I want to
the
learn Hindi. That's what I want to learn. I want to learn all the dialects in
Russian.
Hindi.
He's learning Russian. Man, that's hard. That's one of the harder
Oh yeah.
languages to learn. I thought it was like the hardest.
Russian and Hindi both are hard. Russian because of its pronunciation, and
Yeah, and they use a different
Hindi because
alphabet.
it has
Use
Hindi
Cyrillic.
is because it has so many dialects.
Yeah,
Hindi has way too many dialects. Like straight up, it has I think like 6, 7 different dialects.
that's crazy.
And over there, they have to learn all those different dialects.
Yeah. Oh, I've turned my fan on too much. One sec. All right, Cuber. Let me help Cuber's question real quick. But always good to speak to you, Eternal. I love it, dude. All right, let's
Yes,
see.
sir.
Yes. All right. Cuber, what's up? Okay,
That's
Hank's Hot Dogs are charging $5 per party pack that feeds 4 people with a delivery of $50, bro. What? I wish I could like feed 4 people for $5. What is this? This is cheaper than Costco.
it's cheaper than life.
Dude, like Costco's minimum $1.65 per person. What this is doing it for $1.25? That's fucking cheap. Okay. Okay, $5 per party pack that feeds 4 people with a delivery fee of $50. And then here's the table. And then they want you to create. Oh, so they want you to make an equation. They want you to fill out a table, and then they want you to do a graph. This is a pretty cool one. Okay.
So the first one is easy. It's just 0, 0. It's always the origin.
Yes, very good. Yeah, well, it's not 0, 0 here, okay, because even if there are 0 students internal, do you see how there's a delivery fee?
Oh shit.
Right? So even if I bought, like, hot dogs for 0 people, which makes no sense, right? And I'm just like, what? You still have to pay $50 for them to bring you 0 hot dogs, right?
Oh, that's
So
fucked.
that's fucked, dude. Yeah, well, that's a delivery fee. We call this like a minimum is what this is. So, yeah. So this is actually going to be 50 is what this is. So here, we're going to say this is the cost. Okay.
So is the second one gonna be 200?
So, no. So here we go. So let's remember, it's $5 for a party pack that feeds 4 people, okay? So if there are 40 students, how many party packs do I need? Each party pack feeds 4 people, right? And let's say I have 40 people. You need 10. Good, okay. So you need 10 party packs. And then how much was each party pack?
$5. So is it 550, 500?
No, it's just 50.
I'm too faded.
I know. He's not too faded. It's all right. Yes, it's $10, and there's 5. So there's 10 party packs, $5 per party pack. So that's $50 in hot dogs. Okay, but then don't forget, you still got to tip the driver, right? You got to pay the driver another 50.
Nope.
Dude, tip your driver, dude. Otherwise, they're gonna spit in your food, dog.
I never tip. I always put 0, 0, 0. I'm not rich.
Yeah, I got you. What's up, Cuber?
Do you always tip? I know
Hello?
you always tip.
What's up, dude? I heard Cuber for a second here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Do
Cool.
you, do you tip?
Do you tip? I tip. Yeah, you have to tip, dude. What? I mean, these people don't make any money. But I do agree that like delivery fees get out of control, dude. There's so many memes about you try to order like a $6 coffee, it comes out to be $40 because of whatever like
Yeah.
ridiculous fees they have. Like screw that, dude. But yeah. Okay. So hey, here, Cuber, do you want to try to do this yourself too? Like, how much would 80 students cost? That's a good question.
150.
Okay, why is it 150?
Because it's $50 per 80. I mean, per 40.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So it's $50 for 40, right? It's $50 for 40 people, right? So if you double the amount of people, you know that's going to be $100, right? And then you have the $50 delivery free, right? So yeah, this is 150. Okay. Right. And then for 120, what's that going to be?
200.
200. Good. So this is actually kind of cool here, right? No, and this is how a lot of things are like baked in with prices and whatnot. Is that okay? 40 students is $100, right? So if I triple the number of students I bring, you would think that the cost would triple, but it doesn't, right? Instead of going from 100 to 300, it only goes from 100 to 200. Yeah. So
At least. Well, it's because it's true. The more you buy, the cheaper it is.
right. In this case, the price per hot dog is not going down, but the effect of the delivery fee is going down. So when you're buying a ton of hot dogs, right, that $50 delivery fee doesn't look too bad. But let's say, yeah, you were feeding one student, right? $50 for a single hot dog is like, that's an L, dude. Like what? $50 for a glizzy, dude? I don't
Yeah,
know. That's
like
terrible.
let's bring up the topic of Despos. Like I know this person that sells it for like five Despos for 100, 10 for 150, 20 for
What are
300, 30
despos?
for
Sorry, disposables. Is that what you guys call them? Despos, disposables.
disposable
Oh,
wax
weed
pens or
pens, wax
vapes.
pens. Y'all call them
Yeah, we
despos?
pens.
Oh man,
Yeah, it's
we just used to call them
so
carts.
that because they're two different things. Carts are pens, and those go into the batteries. So you buy the batteries, you put in the card inside the battery. These are
Okay.
disposable. So you just buy it, you finish it. Once it's done, you just throw it.
Oh, I see.
So
That's
you don't
wasteful,
gotta keep
dude.
buying the card.
That's
I
terrible.
know it is.
That's so bad for the environment.
It's more expensive that way, but more people buy it that way, so it's easier
Because
to
they don't want
sell.
to. They don't worry about
So
like
let's say
yeah.
yeah, so let's say it's the 5 for 100 is 20 each decibel. So it would be 20, 20, 20 for 5 decibels. But let's say I buy 100 for 1 grand, it's 10 each decibel.
Good. Okay. I'm glad that buying weed is at least still teaching you guys about like how economics works. Okay. Cool. All right.
You gotta get back one way or another.
Yeah, you gotta get it back. You gotta get the brain cells back. Okay, Keeper, do you know how you would write the equation for this?
Yeah, we did this in as homework. It was
Well, I'm dipping.
y
All right. Good to see you,
equals
internal. Yeah. Why?
y
Uh-huh.
equals 5/4x
Good.
plus 50.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the equation. Do you understand why it's 5/4x?
Because for every student, it's 5/4.
Every student's
Dollars.
is $1.25. That is true. That is true. Yeah. Every yeah, it is $1.25. The other way I like to think about it is right. The number of students divided by 4 gets you the number of party packs you're gonna have to buy. Right. So this is, for instance, this is like the number of packs, and then this right here is the cost per pack. So what you're doing is you're multiplying that by that, and then this right here is the delivery fee. Yeah, easy. Yeah, super easy. Okay, and then I assume you know how to graph this, right? That's not too hard.
Yeah, I was just like, I don't know what like the cost per student would be. 'Cause, like, there's like more answers
Oh,
that
okay.
others got.
Okay, that's okay. So total cost for 316, right? You just take that and you plug that into here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is tricky. Well, I wonder if they're referring to the cost per student for 316 students or the cost per student like without the delivery fee. That's why I think there are two different answers
Yeah,
here.
I asked like someone else. I put
Which-
like 51.25. But then
Well,
like
No,
you
no.
do have to like buy $5.
The cost per
So it'd be,
student
like,
is
55?
probably $1. It's $1.25 per student. That's what this is. This is the cost per student. But then this is the delivery fee. So what happens is as you get to more students, the cost per student goes down. We can actually see how this works like on a calculator, right? So, if for instance, right, let's look. So cost per student is the same thing as the total cost divided by the number of students, right?
Yeah.
So right. So total cost over number of students. And the cool way you can kind of like realize that this is cost per student. This is the same thing as the units for this are dollars, right? And the unit for this are students. So you end up getting dollars per students. If you ever get confused like which one you divide by, always think about like what you want. Do I want dollars or do I want students? If I want dollars, you got to put something with dollars on top. So, in the case of 120 students, right? That cost was 200 divided by 120, right? That comes out to be $1.67 per student, right? So this is $1.67. Let's say PS per student, right? If you did this one, like let's go down to 80, right? 80 divided by 150. That's no, sorry, 150 divided by. See, I screwed that up. Yeah, no, you got to do the dollar first divided by 80. Okay, that's 1.88, right? And then this is going to be $2.50. And then this is like infinite. So it's just kind of a cool concept. This shows that the cost per student goes down, right, as you buy more and more.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably what they want here. I wonder if they want it for 316 because what I see here, just from my expert like Photoshop skills here, right? This looks like it was added to the picture later. Both of these things.
I think my teacher makes it herself.
Yeah, well, I can tell. Well, so this they copied from somewhere. This is a big like 4chan meme of like I can tell it's photoshopped. I can tell by the pixels. Do you see how this is like all like super blurry and whatnot?
Yeah.
But then like this text here is like super crisp, right?
Yeah.
That tells me that your teacher took a previous homework question, took a picture of it, and then just started putting her own text on top of it. And I think, for instance, they added this, and this is what they did. And so I assume the cost per student is referring to this, to the 316. So you got to get the cost for the 316, which is going to be, did you get 445 for this total cost?
Yeah, I did.
Good. Okay. So then how would I figure out the cost per student then?
You divide it by 316 or?
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, so this would...
Everyone in my class put 1.25 though.
It's unclear, like most things when your teacher creates a question, they're not the most rigorous of like making sure it's completely clear. Yeah, cost per student is subjective. I'm tempted to say it's $1.25, but it also could be $1.41. It depends if they're referring to the cost per student for 316 students, or if they're talking about the cost per student without the delivery fee. Both are unique clarification on like which one they want. So,
yeah, okay.
If I were to put this on like a test, I would say $1.25, and I would say without delivery. Okay, that's what I would say. And then I would say $1.41 with delivery.
Yeah.
So
I just put
316.
51.25 for just like one student.
No. 51.25 is wrong for that. No, you don't want to do that. Because if you say 51.25, right, that's per student. That means if you have 2 students, you would double that. And that would be 102.5, which is wrong, right? Like, it's not that. That'd be really expensive. Like, what, $50 per student? No. I think these are the things you want to put, Q, where you either want to put this or just put both. Put both. I think that's the absolute, safest way to make sure you're completely correct.
Yeah, she doesn't like grade us on our homework, but like I just don't want to like.
You don't want to get wrong
like,
on a test.
Or like.
Yeah. Well, if
Yeah.
you're taking a test and this comes up, this is where you raise your hand or you go to the teacher and you be like, "Hey, teacher, like, what do you mean by this? Do you want the cost without per student without delivery, or do you want it with delivery?"
Yeah.
Cool. Does that make more sense to you, Keeper?
Yeah, and for like decimals, would you like round up or would you?
I'd round up. I'd round up. Yeah. And since it's it's money, right? Do everything to 2 decimal places. So that's why I did 1.41, and then the other one, $1.25 is $1.25. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Nice. Good job, Cuber. Oh, nice. And you got 40 bond coins. Oh, sweet. Do I buy you another prize? Are you at the 40 or the 60? I forget which tier you're at. I could actually probably check.
I'm at the 50, I think. I mean, yeah. Wait.
The Cuber.
I have tier 1 and tier 2, I think.
Okay, cool. Okay, nice. Do. Okay, let's see. Who am I helping next? Ethan, right? You want to help Ethan?
Yeah.
Sweet, let's do it. Let's do some physics. We love physics. We love physics.
You know, you're. Hold on.
Wow, this is a lot of very
Your boy
interesting
here.
physics questions.
Hold on. So your boy here needs help. Here.
Your boy here needs help. Wait, are you my boy, or is someone else named your boy?
I'm just saying as a joke, okay?
Oh, it's a
Like-
joke. Okay,
Like
okay.
you're being something wrong. Like, are you taking it in a weird way?
No, don't worry. No.
I know you're taking it in a weird way.
No, your boy needs help. That's a classic thing, dude. That's what I would say is like cool talking. It's like talking like you're cool, I guess.
But
Or
I
like,
don't think I
you-
can be both for long.
Well,
Have to go
you know,
see-
I
see
can
that-
I'd be multiple people, honestly. Depends who I'm around.
have to go.
What's up?
So see, just when I thought that was the worst of it, me not getting an A in physics, there is someone right behind my tail, literally.
Oh, what, with like an 87?
No, I'm not talking like that close. Sorry.
Okay,
I
doesn't
am
sound like they're right
talking
behind your
about
tail.
No, that's not even close. That's a goal. This person who is in second place right now has 88.33.
Oh, that's really close. Because you have an 88.5, right?
Mm-hmm. 88.5 win.
Is this a study guide for your exam coming up?
We were planning to do a competition, but I don't know what happened. Like maybe got
Okay.
canceled or something. So
Where did you get
So,
this? Where did you get this? That's my question, Ethan. What is this?
something wrong?
No, there's nothing wrong. But what is this? Like, where did you get this? What is this?
My classmate sent it in a Google Classroom.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. That's fine. Is this like a competition to see like who can get stuff?
Yeah, but I kind of need some help with some of these. Like
Okay.
Which
one do you need
how
help with?
say it? Well, hold on. There is like about.
Okay. We can go
Half of
through
them
them.
I
I don't
need
have
help.
anybody else's questions to answer today, so like we can go through all of them.
All
Pretty
right.
chill-
Well, can I get
pretty
my
chill
notebook
today.
out to make
go
sure
get
I
your-
can answer them? All right.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay.
This will be a good
Sorry,
review for
sorry.
everyone else who's like, wondering about physics stuff. I didn't realize that's kind of a unique thing that I don't know. So at first I thought nobody was teaching math on any of these streams, and then Penn Center showed me that actually, there are a lot of people that stream math tutoring. I'm like, oh, that's very cool. And then I went to I think I was on Don's stream earlier or something, and he said he watched and he was like, oh man, that was really cool. He said, but I saw you doing physics and I don't really know any physics. I'm like, but you're so smart at math. To me, like physics is just applied math.
No,
And he's
it's
like-
like the people who are good in math are technically good in science, since they have their own formulas and stuff.
Sure. But I guess teaching physics is kind of a unique thing. I guess what I always love to say is that the people that should be teaching physics don't teach physics because they'd rather go make more money at like Boeing or something. So I'm the exception. I like being poor.
Dr. Gold, see, I only have one physics teacher, and he's the only physics teacher in my
Yeah.
school.
What's up, Ian the Pie?
What if you-
What's up, dude?
what if you try to go to Belize and also support him?
If people ask me this actually all the time, they say like, "Yo, Dr. Gold, why don't you go become like a high school teacher or like middle school teacher?" And like, yeah, I probably could.
Oh, right, cussing, right? The cussing is
The cussing.
not calming
I mean,
down.
well, yeah, I'd have to watch my mouth, which I really don't want to do. But I think the main reason I don't do it is I could only really work with like 30 students at a time. Yes,
Well,
I'd
honestly,
probably be very.
We are like there's at least 30 students in a class.
Sure. But for instance, on the internet, there's hundreds of thousands, like if not millions, of people needing help in physics, math, whatever. So that's why it comes down to, for me, it's a scaling thing. So there's only so many hours in a day. There's only so much, daylight that you can work with. So in a school, you could help, and don't get me wrong, like we need teachers, and like you could do a great job and help out like 100 kids or whatnot and really change their life, maybe. My sister's a teacher and she says the kids are terrible, so I'm like, or I could do what I do right now, which is try to scale it to be able to put content out on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, all this stuff, and help a lot more than just 100 people. And I think it's about leveraging what your unique skills are. So I happen to be someone who can teach math and science, almost all math and science, and I can put it in a way that's interesting, attractive, and understandable, relatable to most of the youth, especially the youth on like TikTok. So, what's this? Panic Basket? Nope, just me. Yeah. So it's that's why I do it. That's why I don't teach at high school or middle school. That, and yeah, I probably would get fired at some point. Like, someone would find my Instagram or my Facebook or something and be like, "Yeah, fire him for this." And I hate red tape. I really don't. I'm not a fan of it.
Okay. Then,
I just try to get things
This
done.
is my teacher wants to live on this life. Just
Good.
being
It's
the
fine.
only
We need
physician.
teachers. We need public school teachers. We need college teachers. We need all those teachers. They're great, awesome. I just think that my ability to also leverage the internet, I should be doing that instead of teaching in a classroom. So that's why I do this. Anyways, all right. Let's go through this. To define the term scalar quantity. Do you know what a scalar quantity is, Ethan?
Yeah. I already got my notebook out from like a long time.
All right, good. What's a scalar quantity?
So as I have here, it is a quantity that can be completely defined by a number and a unit, and it contains magnitude only.
Yeah, sure. That's good. Do you know what what would be the difference between a scalar and a vector?
Yeah, see, they asked that in number 17 as well.
Oh, yeah, define the vector quantity. Yeah, that's a good one.
They should have just put that for number 2.
They should have.
How'd that all
Yeah, I don't know. They mess around trying to screw with you. But okay, yes. So scalar quantity, we like to say, in simple terms, I know there's a fancy math term for what a scalar is, but I just say, like, it's just a number.
What?
Right. Yeah, scalar quantity is just a number. It's a number, right? Whereas a vector quantity is a number and a direction. When I say number, the math term for this is magnitude, is really what they want you to say. They want you to say magnitude.
See, yeah, they contain only magnitude.
Yes, yeah, which is a number.
It just contains magnitude, while the vector quantity contains both magnitude and direction.
Exactly, yeah, good. Okay, cool. You understand that. I'm not worried about that. Okay. Oh, the next question.
Look, if you could write this on like some Google Docs or anything, so because I need to submit this by Friday.
How about I'll take a screenshot of this and then I'll send it to you.
Oh yes.
You still have to type
And
it
then
up.
explain the difference. Don't worry, I'll be able to do it.
Okay. What's up? So fundamental
now it's
quantities
time for-
versus a derived quantity.
So see, I don't actually like the teacher never specifically wrote down what is a fundamental quantity.
Okay.
Hold on, I'll find it on the internet.
Yeah, some cool stuff.
See, the fundamental quantity is a physical quantity that cannot be stated in any other physical quantity.
Sure. That sounds like a bunch of like jargon. Like what? Like, excuse me.
It sees it on the first thing that comes out.
See, this is okay. This is my whole issue with these types of questions, and when you just start reciting things from a textbook, is because you don't understand any of the words they're using. So like, what's the point? I hated this
And
in
so,
school too.
look,
When math becomes like a reciting, like a memorization game of like, what is this? And you recite exactly what the definition is, but you don't understand what the definition is. So,
see, that's so bad. It's like that's
I
what's been
know.
happening to me sometimes.
Okay, well then let's fix it. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so let's
Just
put it into words that
maybe
you
in the
understand instead of like words that a
Dr.
bunch of
Gotzi,
math nerds that wrote textbooks understand.
so Dr. Gotzi, maybe
What's up?
another way to make it easier is like the fundamental quantities are the independent physical quantity.
Okay, do you know what that means? Do you know what independent of a physical quantity means?
Like but first off, in general, independent means that they can just stand off alone,
Good.
right?
Perfect. Yes. Independent means yeah, not dependent on something. Good. Yeah. Stands by itself. Sure.
But still, yeah, it's like what? It's like here's a question: like, how am I supposed to use that in the actual context of physics? That's
Good.
what I'm
Okay.
wondering.
Yeah. All right. No, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. So, here's an example of some different fundamental quantities, I guess, versus
These are the seven. These are the.
yeah. Versus, I guess what they also say are like derived quantities, right? Derived.
Mhm.
Okay. So, fundamental quantities in physics are things about an object that you don't use math to really like determine, right? It's just its properties of them, right? So, like something's length is its length, right? You know, my calculator is 8 inches long. No amount of math I do is going to change that. It's 8 inches, okay, right? But from it being 8 inches long, I can calculate a lot of other things about it, right? So, for instance, I could calculate, you know, what is its density, right? Or, I don't know, how much does it cost per ounce? So, whenever you're using other quantities to calculate something about it, that's what a derived quantity is. So, fundamental quantities are basically characteristics of something. So, here. This is a great one. I like this, actually. Here we go. Yeah, this is cool. There's a good image for this.
I know. I know. I actually have the definition for derived quantities, though.
Yeah. So derived quantities come from I guess what did we call them? Fundamental. They call them. This is the other thing. They change the names on everything all the time. All right, whatever. Fundamental. Okay. So good. Yeah. So remember I was talking about density and whatnot, right? Okay. So for instance, if I have a calculator, right, it has a certain length. It has a certain mass. From those things, I can calculate, for instance, the volume, or I can calculate the density, right? Those are derived quantities based off of fundamental quantities, which are, we say inherent, which means like they're just there because the thing is there. Like that's their characteristics.
All right, hold on. So, see, you want to know my definition for
Yeah.
derived quantities?
What's up? What's your definition?
It says here that derived quantities are derived by multiplying or dividing one or more fundamental quantities.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's like
That's a
way
definition
more
that makes
better than-
sense. Yeah, that
than
makes
the-
a lot more sense. Yeah. Because,
because
right?
you're actually multiplying for mass, length and mass. For
Yeah,
one
length times
thing.
math times length times width times height is how you're getting volume, right? And then density,
Mhm.
this is taking volume, which you calculated from like length and width and height, and you're dividing it by the mass, right? You see how you took a fundamental quantity, right? The mass, and then you also took the length, width, and height, and then you divided the two to get a derived quantity. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Just put it to me in simple terms for what is a fundamental quantity. I just need that. I can understand the derived quantity perfectly.
Oh, cool. Okay. I would just say a fundamental quantity is an inherent characteristic of an object. That's what I would say. What's up, Justin?
Okay, please. That does not sound right.
You don't like
think
inherent?
there's
I like the word
that.
inherent. I think inherent is cool.
I don't
think
play
use a
Fortnite as much anymore. I
Simpler
play Payday 3.
Payday 3, dude? What? Excuse me?
It's
Uh,
mad fun.
Is it on Steam? One second. Let me get this thing from.
It's you know, if you just get Xbox Game Pass and connect an Xbox account to your your thing called your PC, since
Yes.
you're running on Windows, and you get the PC Game Pass, you can get like a lot of games for free, and I'm pretty sure including Payday 3. You can get Minecraft and all that stuff. Like GTA was on Game Pass, and they removed it for the 15th time in a row.
Which one? GTA 5 or 6?
5. How?
Oh.
It's a fucking
6
that
not
comes
out
out
yet.
next year.
6 is not out yet. Wait,
It
I want
comes
to
out
see
next year.
what is the definition. Okay. Okay, I like this. This is kind of cool. This is kind of like the definition of like what prime numbers are. Do you know what a prime number is, Ethan? That's a cool one to know.
Prime isn't a prime number like
Number-
5 and all that stuff?
Please.
Yeah, Justin chill, dude.
Ay,
Yeah, a prime number is a number that can't be broken up
ay.
into
Man,
2 other numbers to multiply it. Yeah, Penn Center is a big
no,
prime
so-
number enjoyer.
So, look, I was about to say something. Why couldn't you let me explain it?
It's okay because this is a live stream and a bunch of people jump in on the VCs. I always gotta navigate
I wanted
the
to-
crowds of people talking, especially like when most of you guys are hopped up on like sugar and
See-
caffeine. Myself
But
included.
I'm thinking that prime numbers are like numbers that can only be multiplied by 2 numbers. It's like
Yes.
for example, like maybe for 13, like only 2 numbers can really just go into 13.
Yeah,
But
1
any
and
other
13.
number cannot do it evenly.
Well, it's the same thing for here. So I like this definition. So they say a fundamental quantity refers to a physical quantity that cannot be stated in any other physical quantity. I like that. That's a cool way.
That's what they literally had.
Prime numbers are
So,
the
yeah,
genetic
that-
makeup of
that'll
all
help.
numbers. I like that too. Yeah, Penn Center is a good thing. Yeah, they're like the building blocks. It's like the DNA. It's like the adenosine, guanine, tyrosine, whatever those things are. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. That's a cool
But
definition.
yes, I can
I like that.
understand
You understand that?
quantities.
Okay, good. All right. Describe
Yeah.
how to find the resultant vector of 2 vectors acting in different directions. Ooh, I like this.
Which I think I can understand that. I think I can understand.
Do you know how to do that? Do you know how to do that?
Let me try.
Okay. What do you want to try?
Isn't it just by just subtracting? Isn't it like just subtracting if they're in opposite directions? Like if you were to say like 17 newtons to the left and 18 newtons
Well,
to
it
the
didn't
right.
say
then you just
opposite. It said different. It said different. Different doesn't necessarily mean opposite. So
Oh.
here, I'm gonna show you for
Oh.
example here, Ethan. So these are 2 vectors, right? Let's say that this is vector B and this is vector A. Okay. These vectors point in different directions, but they're not opposite. In order for this to be an opposite vector, right, it would have to be this. This would be an opposite vector, which would be, you would say negative A. That's how you say that. Yeah.
Alright, but how could you give an answer to that?
Okay. So if you want to add vectors, so they want to say define the resultant vector. The way I like to do this is you take the beginning. Let's say for instance I want to do A. What is it? Plus B maybe. Here, let's get that. Let's grab it. A plus. Where you are? There you go. A plus B, and we're gonna say that's gonna be equal to a resultant vector C. Okay, this is our resultant. You probably learned. Wasn't there a weird rule? They called it like the trapezoid rule for you. I think is what they did, right?
The parallelogram.
Or the parallelogram, right? It's not a trapezoid, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so what you do is you take, and actually it doesn't really matter what order you do this in, but I like to you take the second vector, right, which in this case is B, right, and you take the beginning of it and you put it on the end of the first vector, okay? So what that ends up looking like, yeah, I'll show you. It ends up looking like this. Well, here, let me move this out of the way. Where's my dash line? There you go. Ends up looking like this. Okay. So you see, for instance, I took this vector B here, and I put the beginning of it at the end of the first vector. Do we see that?
Right.
Right? So yeah, good. So that's how you now if they're asking you to actually get the what is it, the numbers for this, like to calculate it, there's a different way to do this, but if you're just drawing it, right? Let's say this is vector B, right? Then the resultant vector goes from the beginning of the first vector to the end of the second vector. So this right here would be vector C. Does that make
Or
sense?
maybe just R because it's resultant vector.
Sure, call it R if you want. That's well, yeah, okay. You want to call it all? We can call it R. Okay, yeah. So that's how you do it. If they want to figure it out graphically, okay. In order to do this, however, mathematically, what you need to do is you need to break up this vector into what we call components, okay. So this is going to have an, we're going to say like an x component, a sub x, and it's going to have a y component, a sub y. And then this is going to have a x component, b sub x, and then a b component, b sub y. And I think they do this actually for vectors. They use the brackets like this. It's okay. And this is where you have to know trig in order to figure out components. Okay.
Okay.
And then this final vector here, r, right? This ends up equaling, it's this, and this, and this, and there, and this. Okay, let's move stuff around. Nope, not today. There we go. Good. 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 And that's what it is. This is how you find out what the resultant vector is. Is you need to break up this vector into components, this one into components, and then you add the components to get the components of the new vector, the resultant vector.
All right.
Okay. This is usually, so whatever the x component is usually equal to, we say like the magnitude of whatever, and then we're going to say cosine theta. And then whatever the y component is going to equal to the magnitude of whatever times the sine of theta. Where theta needs to be the reference angle, is what we say. Someone's actually asked me a good question about reference angles the other day. Do you know what a reference angle is, Ethan? That's a good thing to know as well.
Reference angle?
Yeah. You know what a reference angle is? Okay, here.
I don't.
Here we go. This is a good one. Good picture. Okay, so a reference angle refers to the angle that a vector makes with the x-axis. Okay, so in this case, let's say that the angle is, so theta here. This is the angle, and then this theta prime they call in red. This is what's called the reference angle. Okay.
I think you're going way too deep into this. My brain's already hurting.
My brain's already hurting. No, it's okay. It's just simple things. Okay. Let's say this is 30 degrees. Wait, let me pull this down. It's not that bad, Ethan. Don't worry. Let's say this is 30 degrees. Okay. And this is the angle we're dealing with, right? 30 degrees. How much is this reference angle? This red one.
30 degrees?
Yeah. Also 30 degrees. Okay. Cool. All right. Let's say we go even further. Okay. Let's say that this blue angle here is 150 degrees. Okay. So this is the arrow we're drawing, right? Do you see how the reference angle is the angle that it makes with this axis? Yeah, and how much is that?
Isn't that just 30 degrees?
Yes. Okay, cool. All right, so let's make it a little bit harder. Let's say I tell you that this reference angle is also 30 degrees. What would the regular angle be? What would that be?
240.
210. 210. Because
Why?
this right here, this is 180, and then you go an additional 30.
Yeah.
So 180 plus 30 is 210. Right?
All right.
Cool. And then here, this is also, you can probably tell what this one is. What's this one going to be? This is 30 degrees.
Isn't the blue one just 30? 330.
Yes.
The blue one is.
Yes, 330 degrees. Good. Cool. Very good. Yeah. So this is another useful thing to know, Ethan, is that anytime they give you an angle and the angle's over 90, right? See how all these numbers are over 90?
Yeah.
It's very important to know how to figure out what the reference angle is. And the reference angle is always connecting to this axis, is what it is. Okay?
All right.
As long as you always connect to that axis, then the x component will always be cosine theta. The y component will always be sine theta. The only difference is there may be a plus or a minus depending on what quadrants it's in. So, for instance, here, right, This thing points in the negative x direction, right? And it also points in the negative y direction. So both of those components would be negative. Here, this thing only points in the positive x direction, the negative y direction. So, you know, x is positive, y is negative. So that's what you have to keep track of sometimes. Cool. All right.
Bro, could you give me the answer for that?
Well, I mean, that's writing a lot of things.
Just say you see, this is what happens when you go too deep. You just have to explain by a lot.
Yeah, well, I want to make sure you learn everything, you know. So I mean, here's the difference, Ethan. Like, yes, we could just do your homework and like write the answers, but I think it's better for you to actually understand like where it comes from and like what's going on. You know.
I like doing that. I like doing that. Yes.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's what we're doing. And we'll see. Here's the hope here. Is that if you understand what we're doing when we go too deep and go into things, you'll be able to write the answer yourself. And that's the best way for you to learn, is for you to do things, for you to write it down. It's, trust me, dude, it's the best way to learn. It's the best. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So I assume we know how to do that. All right, let's go to the next one. What is the formula for calculating mass? Is there a formula for mass?
I think it's just isn't that just density over volume?
Bro, wait, isn't mass technically a fundamental quantity? Technically, there is no.
I don't.
There shouldn't be an equation for calculating mass.
But so there is m over d times v, right? Or
Sure.
is that
Yeah, there is, right? So density, which they use rho, they do this. They do like a fancy p. That's equal to mass, which is m, over volume, right? So if you wanted to calculate the mass, right, you just multiply both sides by volume.
density times volume?
Good.
Density times volume.
So yeah, it is technically density times volume, right? So yeah, that's equal to density times volume. And actually, this still holds with our definition, right? The fundamental quantity refers to a quantity that cannot be stated in terms of any other physical quantities. Density and volume are both derived quantities. They're not physical quantities. So we're still okay with saying mass is a... So even though there's an equation for mass, the equation for mass is only derived quantities. It's not all physical quantities. Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
Okay. Define the mass and weight of a body and also state if they are a vector or scalar quantity. That's cool. Mass and weight. That's a big one.
Hold on, let me see.
What's up?
Define mass and weight. They never told me anything like that. Hold on.
Yeah, so this is a big thing in physics. So let's say Ethan, when you weigh things, like if they weigh you at the doctor and whatnot, do they give you pounds or kilograms?
Okay.
What do they tell you?
Pounds, yes, but that's the goal. I figured out which one is in a vector or scalar.
Okay.
So the mass is in vector quantities. Wait, sorry. The weight is in vector quantities, and
Yeah, good.
the mass is in scalar quantities.
Yes. Mass is scalar.
But
Yeah, because there's no direction to mass. But yeah, there is a direction to weight. It actually comes from a weird definition of what weight is.
them, but yes, they said to define the mass in the body. Hold on.
Yeah. So the way I like to think about it is mass is how much matter
Oh, I
something
see. I
contains.
see it. I see it. That's
Yeah.
what I see it.
Okay. What?
I have the answer. It says here the mass of a body is a quantity of matter making up the body.
Good. Yes,
The
it's
weight
the
of
amount of
body
matter.
is a force.
Yeah, and so here's the
Am
cool
I
thing.
continuing?
There's a specific force that is weight per se. Or I would say like apparent weight for like how heavy you weigh, and that's the normal force is what I would say weight is. But I think also they'll probably just say the force of gravity. They'll say weight is equal to the force of gravity, which yeah, okay.
Okay then. Okay.
But that can change based on what your normal force is. Like how heavy you feel can change. Yeah. So yeah,
Alright.
mass is, and this is where people get screwed up all the time, because we tend to use things like kilograms and pounds interchangeably, right? If I say I weigh, I don't know, like 80 kilograms, right? That's what is that? Is it 2.2 pounds per kilo? Wait, do I have that wrong? No, it's 1.6 pounds per kilo, right? Wait, no. It's 0.5 to 1. Yes, it's 2.2. Okay. So this is so 178 pounds is what that is. Okay. Yeah. These are two different things, even though we use them to describe kind of the same thing, right? This is technically a mass.
Yeah.
This is technically a weight, all right?
I see that. Yeah. I mean, it's
You
pounds of weight,
if I
guess.
wanted to convert this to a weight, okay, what I need to do is I need to multiply this by g, which is 9.81, and that ends up giving you like 720 something. What is that? 80 times 9.81. Yeah, that's 700. No, sorry, way off. Sorry, 784.8. So that's equal to 784.8 newtons is what we say. Okay. So that's really what we should say for weight. Instead of kilos, we should say newtons. But no one wants to use newtons to describe how heavy something is because it doesn't make sense. It's a nonsensical thing that we use.
Yeah, true. But that's the let's not go off topic.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go back. Let's not go off topic.
Yes, I know how to answer that.
Okay.
But
Good.
number 3, you still haven't like really specified that.
How to find the resultant vector of two vectors?
Yes, I just want the answer for that. It's
Okay.
like,
The answer is you place the head of the second vector on top of the tail of the first vector. I would say.
okay.
So I would say head of second on tail of first vector.
You put the head on the second vector and on the tail of the first vector.
Well, okay, it depends what we call head and tail.
Okay. So then
That's
it
it.
make sense.
Let's say the end. Let's say the beginning, because I don't like head and tail actually. Beginning of second on the end. Let's not use head and tail. Because like I think this is the head. Because if I was like a creature, right, that was like eating things and whatnot, like right, this would be my tail. But because it's an arrow, right? Usually the head of an arrow, tail of an arrow, whatever. Okay, just say beginning and end.
Alright, though.
Okay.
Alright. Yes, I got that.
All right, let's see. State the relationship of a line that does not pass through the origin.
Okay,
Cool.
okay, I got that. Like,
What do you think that is? What's that?
I think pretty sure, like, if a line in a graph or a slope, like in a gradient or a slope line, I will have to determine if it's passing through the line or not, and I would state the relationship. So if it's passing through the origin, then it's directly proportional. But if it is not passing through the line, then it's linearly related.
Yeah. Okay. These are cool, fancy terms. Do you understand what any of that means, though?
Directly proportional? Nope.
Yeah.
don't know.
See. This is where it's like, again, what's the point of learning these definitions if you don't understand the words you're using, right? Okay. All right.
Oh, I'm not. I hope you don't think that my teacher's bad.
It's not that your teacher's bad. It's that the style of learning you guys have is flawed. It's
Okay.
it's around just memorizing shit, but not actually understanding shit. And so it's like, okay, what? Okay. All right. If something passes through the origin, right? It looks something like this, right? This passes through the origin,
Yeah.
right? Which is 0, 0, right? Okay. Something that does not pass through the origin would be something
linearly
like
related.
this. Does not pass. So this does not. So this does not. This has no 0, 0. Yeah. So the reason why they say it's directly proportional, this one, right?
It's because it's directly going through the origin.
Yes, and also, yeah, if this doubles, right? If I double this, this doubles. That's kind of what they say. That's what it means by
The
directly proportional.
x-axis doubles and the y-axis doubles.
Exactly. Yeah. And honestly, where this comes into play is, for instance, here. Do you remember seeing when we did Cuber's question with the hot dogs and stuff?
No.
Oh, you weren't here for this?
I was, but I completely forgot it afterwards.
Oh, it's okay. So look here. See how when we doubled the number of students, did the cost double?
No, not really. It just
No,
went up by
right?
50.
It went up by 50. Yeah, good. Yeah, the reason being is because this equation, right, doesn't go through 0, 0. Because at 0, which is the x coordinate, the y coordinate was 50. So it was 0, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. It's like this, right? This ends up being like the line. That's
Alright.
why it's not directly proportional, right? Because if we doubled the number of
And what's the
students,
linear-
yeah, the reason why they say linear, so both of these things are linear. Linear just means line, which means like not a curve.
Alright.
I'm sure there's some fancy definition for what linear is, but to me, it's stuff is straight. It's a straight line. That's linear.
Alright.
Okay. So yeah, proportional, directly proportional means that there's no offset. Like, do you see how there's an offset here?
Yeah, way
origin.
too off.
Yeah. This is also called the y-intercept, is what we call this. That's what I would say.
Guess we get that already.
Okay, awesome. Cool. Explain the purpose of using standard form in expressing numbers.
I don't really know that one. I have trouble.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, standard form is like a very big, like, kind of open-ended thing. Like, we have standard form for instance, quadratics. We have standard form for, I don't know, tons of things. Like parabolas. I don't know. Well, that's basically a quadratic. Standard form when expressing numbers. What is it? What's standard form? It's the normal way we write numbers, with the largest value to the left and the smaller values to the right. This is too funny. Like, what? Okay. This is apparently what, like, writing a number in standard form is. I've never seen this definition, but it's kind of funny. Basically, okay. It's writing, like, the numbers in the order of, like, from biggest to smallest, Ethan, is what it is, right?
Alright.
So let's say, for instance, we had 502 million, right? That would be this big, scary number, right? So 502,481,967. If I want to write that as one big number, this is the way to write it, right? This is the number of millions. This is the number of thousands. And then this is the number of just like one places is what it is.
Alright.
That's
So,
what standard form
so
for a
it's
number
used-
is.
What is it again?
That's what standard form for a number is. Yeah.
Yeah, but what is the answer for that?
Let me see the technical definition. I mean, it's just the normal way to write numbers. Here we go. Here's the. Yeah, I got you. It's kind of a silly question, honestly. What's the standard form for numbers, dog? Show.
Seriously, like what kind of a question is that? That's one of the toxic questions that I can't understand.
It's okay. I mean, I had to look it up too, honestly, because I was like, what? Standard form for a number? It's just how you write numbers. Okay, this is the technical definition. So it says it's a normal way of writing numbers with the largest place value on the left, right? This is the biggest place value, and working towards the smaller place values on the right. And then there's a comma every 3 digits, which is interesting. It's not like this in Europe. Do you know how they write numbers in Europe? And do they do this in Canada? Curious. I know they do it in Europe.
I don't know.
So they use a period. They use a decimal for commas, and then they use a comma for decimals. Here, I'll show you. So I'll say like U.S. versus EU. It's kind of funny. Yeah, here you go. If you guys ever go to Europe and you're just like confused, like what's going on, this is why. Okay.
I think, this is taking way too long than I expected.
Oh, we're explaining things along the way. So, for instance, they use commas wherever we use decimals, and they use decimals wherever we use commas.
That is so weird.
Right? Yeah. So, for instance, if you wanted to
How did we
express
understand?
$1,234.05, it would be this, right? You put the comma in between the 1 and the 2. Here, they put a
Because
period,
that-
and then they put a comma.
That is way too weird. Nah, I
Yeah.
don't want to live in Europe.
I don't want to live in Europe. He says I don't want to, dude.
They are so weird for that.
Yeah, that's pretty weird. Yeah, someone will probably correct me and say that it's the proper way to do it, but I don't know. I'm too used to the commas.
Yeah, true. All right. What's the next question?
Okay, cool.
I
Yeah, let
think
me
I
answer like
can
one or
understand.
two more of these. Then I do got to go at some point.
What? Then I need help with some more than are toxic.
More than what?
More than are toxic.
More that are toxic. What are more that are toxic? Sorry, what?
I said there are more questions that are toxic here.
Which ones are toxic? Here, give me the most toxic question. We'll solve it.
There's like what is it like about maybe 3 I see so far? No, 4.
Okay. All right. Show them real quick and I'll explain them. But then then I do gotta go.
Okay, hold on. Well, there is 16, 18, 19, and 10.
16, 18, 19, and 10. Okay, let's do that. When calculating oh, sorry. Okay. When calculating the gradient of a line, what are the two things that must be done when choosing 2 points on the line? So the gradient is the slope. Okay?
Yes, we know that.
This is the slope. Okay.
Don't you use like a formula for that?
Yes, so slope is equal to
It's like
y2
L4
minus
right.
y1 over x2 minus x1. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So you need to subtract the y coordinates and divide it by subtracting the x coordinates. That's how you find the gradient. It's interesting to use
Right.
gradient.
That's one.
Okay, 18. What is the
Oh wait,
formula?
that's it?
Well, yeah, that's just that's how you that's what you do. Oh, when choosing 2
They-
points on the line, what are two things that must be done when choosing? Well, you got to make sure they're on the line, but let me think here. You got to make sure they're not the same point.
They're not the same point that they gave you, something like that.
Right. Well, no. If you can't calculate the slope between two of the same points, so they have to be different points. Is what I would say.
So what are the two things?
I would say you need to make sure that they're not the same point.
That's what they give you.
Well, no. Just that the 2 points you calculate are different. So
Okay.
again, this is worded weirdly, but yeah, it's when choosing 2 points, you need to choose 2 different points. That's the main thing.
Two different points. And
Yeah, you need to choose 2 different points, and then say use this equation.
and use the slope equation.
Yes.
That okay.
Right. Yes.
Do you see why I call them toxic questions now?
No, but it's okay. Well, toxic because it's weird.
No.
Because it's not very
Yes.
clear. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay.
It
Okie
really just did this
dokes.
whole-
Okay.
All right. So the formula for acceleration of free fall. When did I see a formula for due to gravity here?
In physics, right? That's the standard equation here, right? So this is x, right? Is equal to x naught plus v naught t plus 1/2 at squared. Okay. Do you remember us
Why
doing
did
this?
they give us this?
That's well, what's a formula for acceleration of free fall? Oh, well, okay. That's also a weird question. I mean, acceleration doesn't really have a formula for free fall. Acceleration is just equal to negative 9.81 meters per second squared. I guess that's a
the
formula.
only thing I can get.
I guess that's a formula. It's
It's not
kind of a
formula.
formula. It's kind of a
They
formula.
really did this so poorly.
Yeah, this is a poor question. But like, this is the equation that that you should use, which ends up being x naught plus v naught t minus 4.9 t squared. This describes the position of something in free fall, which I think is a better
But we
question to ask.
Not to go. If I give that to them right now, they will be utterly confused. So there's no way that they expect that as the answer.
All right. What's on 19?
Yeah, 19.
How does the period of a change with the length of the pendulum? It goes up. So period is like how long it takes for a pendulum to swing back and forth. So if the pendulum gets longer,
Uh-huh.
the period goes up. And there's an equation for this.
Okay, so when the how does the period of when the period goes up?
Yeah, so I believe period of a pendulum is 1 over 2 pi square root of L over G. Let me see. I sometimes get this
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah, that is right. That is right.
I never know if the 2 pi is on the bottom or the top.
Are you serious?
Yeah, no, I'm wrong. Yeah, it's the 2 pi's on the top. 2 pi's on the top.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 2 pi. 2 pi on the top. Yeah. Okay. This is the period of a pendulum. So if the length of the pendulum goes up, then the period goes up. But what you would say is that period is proportional to the square root of the length. So period is proportional to the square root of the length. So that means if the length goes up by a factor of 4, so if the length quadruples, the period only doubles. Because you take the square root of what's happening to the length, and that's what happens to the period.
All right.
Cool. All right, last one.
All right.
Which one, 20?
No, not 20. I said 10.
Oh, 10, okay. How do you
I
find the
can
period
figure out 20.
period squared of a simple pendulum using its average time? Okay. Wait, period squared?
Yeah, hold on.
What? What the fuck question is this, dude? What?
Seriously, do you see, Dr. Gold? Do you see why they made toxic questions?
I don't. To this, I think you just square you just square it. What? Average time of what?
Hold
Are they saying the time of an oscillation? Because that's what a period is.
Well, maybe they're referring to that. See, I still have like a table on what I did before. So see, do you want to know the formulas? Like I have the formulas for average time, period,
I
and
think
period
they want to say
squared.
the average length of a pendulum. I think there's a typo here.
Are you serious?
I think it's a typo because this is kind of dumb because the period is the time, right? You square
Oh,
this,
the
you square
average
this.
time. The average time.
Average time is the period.
So hold on, like, if you want to know the period for an average time, and you were doing an experiment, it would be like the first trial plus the second trial plus the
Oh,
third
okay.
trial,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
divided by 3.
Oh, okay, okay. So yeah, I would
That's what I'm
I would
thinking.
average the time and then square it. That's what you're doing.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, that's kind of a silly question. Anyways,
Well, do you see how ridiculous they did this?
yeah, that's pretty weird, dude. Pretty weird. Pretty weird. Let's see.
Well,
Cool. Did that help you out though? Make a little bit more sense?
that helped me out. That helped me out a lot.
Awesome, dude. Congrats, dude. Appreciate it. Nice job, Ethan. Why's my bot not working? All right. What was it? Add amount. 1 user. Ethan. Sweet. Okay. There we go. Cool. All right. Awesome. Okay. Thank you everyone for coming to office hours. Appreciate all you guys coming by. Thank you again to our subscribers. Sam with 23, Kev the Mac with 14, Habib with 9, Sensation Black with 6. Wow, we got a lot of people up there. Very cool. I appreciate it. And then, yes, thank you also for our Discord server boosters, because we're level 3, baby. We love it.
Nice.
Love that. What's up, dude?
So now that all the 3 office hours are done, what happens now for the rest of
Good.
the week?
Yeah, so let me explain that. All right, so on so Thursday there's no stream. Friday we will have a golden hour AMA stream. That's going to be an hour later, so that's going to be starting or wait, what time did I put down actually for the golden hour? Sorry, let me go to
the same as Tuesday time.
Oh, here's what I can do. You can always type in scheduler. Oh, that only has our office hours. One sec. I have it on. I have it. Okay, one sec. Oh, I do have it set for an hour later. Yeah, so it's at 6 o'clock. So that's 9 o'clock your time. It's later,
Oh,
but that's okay.
goodness.
I'm
Wow.
I'm making it later because I need to be able to get people in LA to be here, and most people on Friday work till at least 3 or 4 or 5. Actually, most people in LA like don't even work, but especially not on Friday. But yeah, so it's later, 6 o'clock, and also it's a Friday afternoon, Friday night. I don't feel too bad if you guys are up late, so that's fine. But yeah, I'll announce that. That'll be on Friday. Hopefully, I can get a guest for Friday. If I can't, I mean, I'll be here. I like talking. I always enjoyed speaking with you guys.
Alright then.
But
And
yeah,
then-
awesome.
And then what about the game?
The games will be on Saturday. We'll do games on Saturday is what we'll do. Yeah.
How long will the
Let's-
games be?
The games will be let's see. We'll do the games for probably an hour at least, 2 hours. I think we're gonna do Fortnite on Saturday, and then Sunday I'll schedule Jackbox, and maybe I'll give out some prizes and stuff. It'll be a lot of fun.
Can I switch the game to them actually?
You can yeah. Well, don't switch the game during Jackbox. If the kids are playing Jackbox, they want to play Jackbox. Yeah, Jackbox. Yeah, we'll play Jackbox. I know you guys like Jackbox.
But what if they don't want to play? What if they none of them can play?
If nobody can play, then we can play whatever. It's okay. Cool.
Alright then.
Okay, awesome. All right. Thank you for coming around. Next stream is going to be on Friday, hour later. What we're going to do now is I'm going to see which of the other math streamers are streaming. Looks like we got Don Does Math, who's... Oh, but he's playing video games. Okay. Danny Highway. Oh, cool. All right, let's rate Danny Highway. So, if you want to keep learning some more math and hang around, also you get bonus points for rating. Stick around on the Twitch, and we're going to go to another one of the math Twitch streamers. His name is Danny Highway. If you have math questions, he's got a lot of cool... He's got basically the same type of stream where he helps people out with math. So, follow him. I thought Zach was running a stream with the... What was it? With the... Real Analysis, but I don't see it. But okay, all good. Let me raid Danny.
Yeah, I thought to go.
He's probably gonna wonder what's gonna happen. He's like, what the hell? How am I getting? Why am I getting raided? But yeah, okay,
You know,
okay,
I wanted to tell you one thing. Right
okay. All right, you tell me. What do you want to tell me?
You know, this entire time, I've actually hit some cases before the stream even started.
It's okay. I'm glad. I'm glad you're here. It's all good.
I hit 7K subs already. And I just want to hit AK and then I'll just send the picture. Or I'll send the picture tomorrow if I can.
Good.
If I can achieve
Good. Yeah, no. I like the steps. Keep doing it. It's great. Okay, I will see you guys. Peace out.
It's completely incomprehensible. Interesting. Actual education. What's up, man? Thank you for the raid.
Good. Cool.
Hope y'all are doing well. We're doing some class review for Real Analysis. If you are unfamiliar,
Oh, nice.
please check out Zach's Real Analysis class. He had 2 meetings yesterday. Same meeting, just one earlier in the day, one later in the day. He's going to be doing this again tomorrow. You can head over to his channel to see the schedule, or you can join any of the Discords. There's like 5,000 of them. Eventually,